Good morning. If you've just lost your job, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, my kid's gonna have to drop out of college and then they're gonna move back home with me and live in my basement till they're 40. Don't worry, I'm here to help you with that. I've been in the insurance industry for over 20 years and I've navigated widowhood, raising kids, and yes, if you've watched my videos, getting fired at 56 on a Zoom meeting. So I know a thing or two about crisis. But today we're going to talk about clarity, the FAFSA form, which if you have already had kids in college, you're well aware of it. And if you're new to your kids going into college, it's the form that goes back 2 years. It's a snapshot of your financial life. But right now we're going to talk about the new financial life because it doesn't exist now, even if you've already filled it out. I'm going to show you the professional judgment appeal letter, how to do that. It's specific. It's the legal way to tell the financial aid office that, hey, my wallet looks different now than when I filed the FAFSA, however many months I did that, because it's all a blur, especially if you're new to your kid going to college. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact steps to potentially save thousands on tuition. So let's get to work. First, let's talk about why the system is broken and in your favor if you know how to push the right buttons. FAFSA looks at, again, your prior 2 years of income. So that means if your kid is going to college in 2026, they're going to look at your 2024 taxes. Maybe you were employed, happy, and buying all the name brand cereal. Today, maybe you're staring at your severance or you didn't get a severance package and you're wondering, do the cornflakes still taste the same if I buy the generics? Spoiler alert, they do. Colleges know this happens. They have a process called the professional judgment, or it might also be called a special circumstance appeal. This isn't charity. This isn't you begging. It is you asking for a recalculation based on your new math. You're simply updating the data so the math outputs match the numbers now that you can actually pay. Step 1. Most people mess this up, and I say most people, and I include myself in the most people. You need to find the specific process for your child's school. Do not, and I repeat, do not email the dean of students. You want to go to the heart of the matter, the people that are really looking at all of these appeals. And that's going to be the financial aid office. Go to their website and search for special circumstance appeals. It might also say income reduction form. So look for the right form. And if you want to bypass this, and I recommend even if you do find the form that you call the financial aid office, I say this because these are forms and they change. They also don't update their websites sometimes as much as maybe they have in the past. So when in doubt, find out and call the financial aid office directly just to confirm, even if you found the form on their website. I hate to have to mention this, but I need to. The financial aid office gets all of the crazy parent calls, and they deal with these daily. They, in my opinion, are really my superheroes. This is an emotional situation for you. Talking about this makes me weepy because I shed a lot of tears when I was going through losing my job and all the other things going on. So please be kind to them. My dad used to say, you get a lot more with sugar than you get with vinegar, and that is the truth. They are the ones that are going to be looking at your new landscape financially and decide whether or not they're going to help you. So don't be mean or grumpy to the financial aid office. First and foremost, say, my employment status has significantly changed. And I want to tell all parents out there, you do not have to be fired or laid off. Please, if you lost one of your jobs, if your income has changed, maybe you don't think it's significantly, when in doubt, find out. If your income has changed in any way, let them know. They do this day in and day out. This is what they're there for. So when you call them, let them know that you have a significant change. Say you would like to request the professional judgment review. What is their specific process in this? Write it down. Take notes, write everything down, and do exactly what they say. If they want the form to be in blue ink or have Spock on it, do that. If they want it in red pen, do that. Don't argue with bureaucracy, just outsmart it. It makes their life a heck of a lot easier. Now's the fun part, the paperwork. Let me get a sip for this. As an insurance agent with years of experience in this, I can tell you, if it's not written down, it didn't happen. You need to prove that you are making less money, because that's going to be the holy grail of deciding whether or not you might qualify for additional money to help you during this time, so your child does not have to drop out of school. I have a checklist. Here is the professional judgment checklist that I have typed out for you. Go ahead and pause the video and take a screenshot of this, and we'll go over that. Termination, layoff letter, or if you've had a reduction in your income. If you have the I'm fired note or anything that your company gave you, hopefully it was nice, you want to include this. These 5 documents I'm going to talk about, they are going to be documents you're going to be uploading to the financial aid office. Your last pay stub with the year-to-date earnings showing. Your unemployment benefits. You might not have even applied for those yet. That's okay. Let the financial aid office know. If you have applied and you're getting something or you're not, include any letters that they've given you. Severance info. If you got a payout, they need to know. Please do not hide what you are getting, because they're going to find out. The new reality estimate. A sheet showing what you expect to earn this year. If it's 0, put 0. They're not judging you, but they need to judge what your income's going to be so they can determine whether or not your child will get some additional help with financial aid. Here's the next step, what I call where the magic happens. The cover letter. When you speak with them, ask them how they want you to submit the documents. If they say by regular mail, do it that way. I also recommend emailing them that you have sent them the letter. I recommend you putting in a Word doc or a Google document and uploading it with the 5 bullets that I just went over with you. This is imperative. In the header of your Word document, put your child's name, not your name. It's their financial aid. I know as parents, we want to put everything in our name. Put their name, your home address, your student's ID number, and the date. A quick retrack back to my professional checklist. All of these documents I tell you to submit, put your child's student ID number in there. It would behoove you to put their full name in there, but if there's no number on there, the financial aid office is like a black hole for paper. It's confetti and it's going to blow in the wind. So make sure every piece of paper that you upload has your child's name and student ID number. The subject line, request for professional judgment, or whatever the school tells you to put for the request. Whatever title that is, put that in the subject line and your child's name. Number 3, the opening. Put, I'm writing to request a recalculation of my child's financial aid eligibility due to significant reduction in my income. This is what you're going to outline on the date that you were fired or laid off or there was a change. I was laid off or fired from my position at XYZ company, whatever the company's name is that you worked for. My previous income was, and put the amount that you were making, and my projected income for this year, and put the lower amount, whatever that's going to be. I know you might not have all the numbers yet, but just put the number that you think currently that you're going to be getting for the year. Then you're going to ask, please review our file to reflect our current eligibility to pay. Don't make the letter emotional. Make it factual. Again, treat this as a legal document. Then upload all of those into the email. You can put a little blurb in your email, but make it very factual. Now, a little clarity, reality check. You might not get a full ride. If you make $1 million and you have $1 million in savings, I'm sorry, the financial aid office is probably going to say break that piggy bank open. But for the vast majority of us, this is an adjustment that can move us from zero aid to Pell Grant eligibility or unlock significant subsidized loans. Also, timing is crucial. It is crazy in August if you're submitting this in August. Do not wait till you get the tuition bill to reach out to financial aid. They'll love you for it later. Get on top of this. I know being fired, you're getting unemployment sending you stuff. The company, Cobra, your mailbox is full with all of these things. This has got to be one of the top things that you do to get ahead of it because it's going to take time. And the busiest time for schools is in August. So be the early bird that gets the worm, or in this case, the grant money. Look, I know how it feels, like the ground is falling out from underneath of you. Losing a job is stressful, it's emotional, it's depressing, it's all of those things. But you are the shield for your child to help ensure that they can stay in school and not have to drop out, which I'm sure is a stress that they have and that you have. So taking this action is really going to be the protection that brings them the clarity and yourself the clarity. Thank you so much for joining me on this very stressful topic. If this is helping you in any way, please hit like. If you need help on navigating Cobra, getting other types of health insurance, or any other questions that you might have, and these videos are helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel because I'm bringing you the topics that you want to have answered and to help you and your family through the crisis that you might be feeling and bring clarity to that. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much.